Hello everyone, it's your girl Esther Muhozi coming back again to another episode of Scoop on Scoop. You are very welcome. Guess what? Today we have a very, very, very hot topic, and I know that each and every youth sitting out there should be intrigued to hear, what is happening around the world? Why is this thing happening? But before we jump to that, I am going to have the people that I am with, people with beautiful minds, come up with their introductions, and I am going to start with the lady on my right.
Hello everyone, my name is Queen Rita and I'm very grateful to be here again on Scoop and Scoop. Thank you for having me.
A pleasure.
My name is Daniel Zaisingiza and it's a pleasure to be here on Scoop and Scoop. Can't wait.
Yeah.
My name is Samuel Usabgimana and I'm really, really thrilled to be here. Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. Oh my God, that voice.
Thank you. I don't know what happened, man.
You're good.
Yeah.
Anywho, today's topic is on the unemployment of youth in Rwanda. What are the causes? Why is this happening? On what rate is this on? What are we going to do about it? We are going to jump to it. Queen, who is a youth?
I believe a youth is male or female who is between the age of 16 to 30 years of age. And yeah, that's a youth.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Dan, you think it's different?
I don't know, but it depends on where you grew up from. Like when you are maybe under your dad or mother's shelter, and then I think you're youth. So I don't.
So you could be 40 and still a
sure,
youth.
Sure, that's what I think.
So
Yeah, I think everybody can be youth.
Wow.
But youth, I just think that it is a person, whoever is considered as young. But in terms of numbers, as age, I mean, as she said, a youth is anybody considered in between the age of 16 and 30. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much how I think about it. Yeah.
Sam, still to you. What is unemployment?
Unemployment, it is, to me, it is considered as not having a job.
What is a job?
A job, I think a job, it could be anything that gives you, that pays you, that you do for payment or for learning.
Any gig that gives you something to earn.
Or it could be something to earn or something that you just want to learn. So it could be a job as well.
Is he saying that if we are just learning something and not being paid, that is still a job?
I do disagree on that. I believe a job, yeah, sure, you can learn from your job. I just think a job specifically is something that gives you income and that can sustain your lifestyle at the moment. So yeah, in that sense, I think I would word it differently than he did. So my stance on that is a job is anything that earns you an income that can sustain your lifestyle. You can learn from your job as well, as much as you can share knowledge that you have.
So what
within the job.
what about volunteering at a certain workplace? Are you not doing the job?
If you're being paid, are you being paid?
If you're volunteering, I think that's more for your own personal gain in terms of knowledge and skills.
But you're working for someone else anyway.
He's working.
True, but I wouldn't call that a job. I'd call that working.
Oh my God.
Listen. After that's a mistake many people do. Working is not all about what you receive at the moment. There is what we call adding value on what you want to become. So I think that's working itself. So there's no need of always hoping for money or income. So as long as you're doing something which you think at a certain time is going to add value to what you want to become.
So today we are talking about the unemployment of youth in Rwanda.
Yes.
So what definition are we going to base on if actually working and you're not getting paid is not being unemployed? That means
When it comes to youth unemployment in Rwanda, in that case, it means the certain rate or number of people that are unemployed, regardless of the waiting for searching for jobs. So we're talking about people who are not really working. Like I'm sitting home, I don't have anything that I'm working on. You don't have your business going on. You're not working for anybody else. You're just,
You're just home.
unemployed. You're just watching movies.
Yes,
Netflix and chill.
let's jump to it. Let's jump
Yeah.
to it. We are going to delve into like what are the causes of this unemployment? What results to this, Daniel?
You mean the cause?
The causes of unemployment.
I think the main cause is not understanding the dynamics of the world. Let's go back in history. During the Stone Age, somebody who was very strong, with this much power, being hired by kings or going to cultivate like big lands, such people were employed. And then with time, as we got into industrial revolution, people started going to schools. That was also a kind of, people thought going to school, then they'll get a job. But with time now, things are changing. Like things, too much thinking and creativity. Going to school is not enough. Being strong is not enough. So it always need, critical thinking. So I think it that way. So.
Okay.
So when you are not meeting the requirements of what needs you to be at work, and then you're unemployed, you can't get a job. The thing. That's how I understand.
That could be a cause of unemployment.
Yeah, sure.
Queen, what do you think are the causes of unemployment? Because oh my God, youth are suffering.
Yeah, I think in terms of unemployment, youth unemployment in our country, there's so many different causes. I would say one being unskilled youth, unskilled people. Like he said, going to school is not enough anymore. You have to have a certain set of skills that you need to meet on the job market. And it's unfortunate that our school system for the longest time hasn't equipped the youth with those skills that are needed on the job market. Although I do believe as of now that has been an identified issue, and it's being a work in progress to equip the youth with these skills. So yeah, so in that sense, I would say being unskilled and a lack of creativity from the youth.
I'll come back to you on that.
That's
lack
right.
of creativity. Sam,
Yeah.
what do you think are some of the causes of unemployment?
So I don't see this problem as one-sided problem. I see it like two-sided problems. So there's a side of youth, and this goes with a lot of factors. So there's skills part, there's confidence part, there's overconfidence part. There's an overconfidence part as well. And then it comes back to the employers, where we don't see them believing in youth in terms of skills, confidence, and overconfidence as those same factors around it, and other many factors. But so that's how I see it in those times. So I don't know if I can go through those factors, because, for example, I'll give one example. We have like, I will talk about it on the part of overconfidence. We have a huge number of students coming out of college, and they think they have all the skills that is needed on the market. You think you got it all. You think you went to the best schools, but one fact that I know, school life and work life is two different things.
Yeah.
So you need to find a way of balancing that. So we have a huge number of people who comes out of college, and they're so confident. So they go to the work, and you want to become a manager in this particular company. You want to become the CEO. I don't know. So, and I don't think when you go through the numbers, they don't really have this full set of skills that is needed on
The job.
the market demands, that meet the market demands. So there's this big mismatch of skills and knowledge, and there's also another part of the employers where they don't give them a chance. They don't contribute to what they have learned from school. So there's no way you tell me that I went to a bad school, and particularly when when you go back, you can find that we all went to the same schools.
Yeah.
So it is the matter of supporting these young people coming out of college, these young people who needs to be uplifted.
Before we
So-
jump to what is supposed to be done,
Yeah.
some of the reasons that I believe all of you has come up is the mismatched skills. But there's also the lack of experience. There's also the market on the job markets. There's different things that we could talk about. But then you mentioned on students coming out of schools believing that they have all it takes, but then they're pushed back. Could we call that lack of experience?
I don't think it's called lack of experience. It is, I can call it lack of being, lack of an opportunity being given a space where they can demonstrate what they are capable of. So there's no way you're gonna tell me that I don't have all the skills that I need when you don't even know the skills that I have. So I think that should be put in test and to see, am I really capable for doing this? We have trainings, we have internships. You don't have to put me in the higher position. You can put me in trials. So just give them a chance, prove myself wrong or right. Then you can say, oh, I don't think we have all it needs to be part of this company or part of the skills that is needed to do this job. Then there we'll understand.
So there's this hearsay that the unemployment of youth is a result of their laziness. Daniel, what do you think of this hearsay?
Some are true, some are not true.
Okay.
You can't be called the lazy when you don't have something to do. And as you said, we're not given that chance of showing what we are capable of. Then there's another thing that I've seen as a virus. Once people they are somewhere, they look down at those who are not somewhere, calling them lazy, but not understanding the factors that led them to where they are. They ignore it and then they condemn those who are down. So I think people are lazy, of course, I understand somehow, but on the other hand, they're not given opportunities, or maybe they're not in the field that they understand better. So I think that's how I understand it.
Yeah, Queen, what do you think of this hearsay?
I think in terms of laziness, we would have to define then the term lazy for me, because I feel like the youth are considered as the strongest part of the nation. Like they're always telling us, youth is the future of the country, and that is very true because we're very young, we're capable, we're strong, and we're still energetic, right? But in terms of someone who is not the youth, so people like in our father's age range, people older, would consider the youth lazy now because we are not doing the conventional things that they were doing, right? Yet those things do not apply to us anymore because at the time, let's say rough take 2000s, right? The year 2000. If someone had graduated university in the year of 2000, you were great. You had it figured out. You were guaranteed a job, a white collar job, and you said, yes, me and my suit and tie and my leather bag, we're going to work tomorrow, and you're going to be, you're going to be effective. And that's how our fathers have fed us and maintained our families and did such and such, right? So from that person's point of view, they do not understand how you as a university graduate don't have, a job. It doesn't make sense to them. So hence the term, they're lazy. But I wouldn't call that then laziness. I think the youth are not being given opportunities in a specific way, right? Because the youth in Rwanda specifically has been given certain opportunities to help them find jobs and create jobs. But the way that I would say they're not being given opportunities is in the sense that when you go to ask for a job, the first thing they'll say is experience. How much experience do you have? Do you have 2 years or 3 years? Or when they list a job, they'll say minimum 3 years experience.
Yeah, because maybe not to cut you short, when you go to job in Rwanda and there are all those announcements of jobs, they're always like 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience.
Exactly.
Mention your experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yet it's like, okay, so you want experience, but I don't have experience. And I'm not going to get experience because no one is willing to hire me because I don't have experience. So you see the loop of things, yeah? So in that sense, that's where we are lacking in terms of being given opportunity as the youth. There is this constant loop of you need to have experience, you need to have experience. No one is willing to hire you without experience, but no one is willing to give you that chance again so that you can gain that experience, right? Like Sam had talked about, we need trainings, we need people that are willing to give someone a chance to show what they know. And being the fact that we are young minds, we're like sponges, right? So if you're training somebody, if you're training a youth, like they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Except we're not all dogs. So we can, you can train me, you can teach me, right? You can give me that chance and I'll show you what I know and you can build from what I know, right?
Baby steps.
Exactly, baby steps. And that is in the sense of of employment. Now coming back to the lazy part, I think I would say the youth can be lazy, but up here. And what I mean,
thank you very much.
right? up here. And what I mean by that is saying that we are not there. The opportunities, this ties into the opportunities that have been given to the Rwandan youth. Our government has pushed so much to find a way to give the youth jobs and job creation opportunities. So it's not about, again, this comes to Daniel, it's not about just, having added value. So if I have added value, then I can wait for somebody to come to me and give me a job. The government is pushing for us to, as a youth, to think for ourselves, to be like, okay, if nobody is employing me, what can I do for myself? What can I do on my own? What do I have? Do I have an idea? So there've been programs put in place. There's BDF. There is things like Youth Connect. There's these science projects.
Talk about the NST one.
See, there's all these things put in place to help the youth. These things help us generate ideas. They help us to fund these beautiful ideas from the youth so that they can actually create jobs on their own. And if you as a youth, if I create my own job, right? Say, for example, I open a cafe and I know Esther does can make a mean, nice cup of coffee and then she's going to be my barista. I know Sam can bake some nice cookies. So you see, in
Even
that
if I
sense,
can't.
maybe before.
If I can't,
Yeah, you're going to be what if you can't make the coffee?
I can make other things.
Yeah. So before like we jump to what we can actually do. So we are coming to a conclusion that it's not about being lazy. It's about the opportunities. But then
I want to add something.
Yes.
As like I said, I talked about dynamics, how things change. Actually, there's 4 types of unemployment. There's what we call structural. Structural is all about knowledge and skills and the education. And then you have frictional. Frictional is maybe you're not in your career well, and then you shift, you become unemployed, waiting for your career. And then you have seasonal. Seasonal, an example I can give about seasonal, maybe let's say you do garden. Maybe it's not like a season of rain, and you wait. That's being unemployed, of course. And then you have cyclical. It's all about the economic of the country. Maybe there's a drop down, and then people are unemployed, waiting to be employed again. But back to structural. During the Industrial Revolution, just like I said, few people were at school, especially in Africa. So getting a job was very easy. Like my dad, he never went to apply for a job. They just came and then they picked him and then he went to work. And then those parents of ours, they think things should be the same. People who are graduating are many. They're out there, they are very many. So it needs something is critical thinking and innovation, just as you said. It's not all about just education and all that. So laziness, it depends on like the generation. There's a generational gap. Some people think when you study hard, you get employed. Yeah, I think that's the main
I
thing.
think in that sense, laziness, I like the laziness I was talking about. The youth they're not physically lazy, but I do feel that we've been dealt with cards that
So we are
have
mentally lazy?
somewhat, and that's no. Hear me right?
Yeah.
So I would say we're mentally lazy in the sense that we're not creative. We're not all of us are creative, right? And I wouldn't place that blame completely on the youth, because we've been dealt with the cards that did not allow us to explore that creativity, right?
Exactly.
We've been like, from a young age, we've been in school and you're taught you can't think for yourself.
Yeah,
You have to consume direct knowledge from the teacher, direct knowledge from the books. And these things have only been, like, these things have been applied for years and years and years in the back. And so they're not applicable anymore, right?
Yeah.
Hence why we have, like you said, a large number of graduates who have like formal education, they have knowledge from education, but there is a mismatch between that and what is needed on the job market, because there is that gap that is not being filled of skills and the laziness and creativity.
Actually, if you talk about laziness, please, you have to be specific, because if I was the employee or the CEO of the company, one of the qualities that I would depend on or I would follow hiring a person, you have to be lazy.
Yes.
What?
Because
Yeah.
you know why?
I wanna talk about
Lazy
that.
That's
people,
interesting.
lazy people know how to do things first, and easier. They know shortcuts.
Let me talk about this.
How?
Because of
I don't understand.
if you go back even in the history of these founders, even these rich people we know, they are all lazy, except the only thing that I wouldn't tolerate is being lazy and dumb. But if you're lazy and you have this, we can go. They know how to do work easier, fast, and efficient.
Addition to what he said,
They said work smart, not hard.
addition to what he said, okay, let's think about somebody who innovated the car. He sat down and he was like, okay, moving from Kigali to Musanze is too much for me. I can't foot from here to there. What can I do? And I thought of a car. Get it?
Exactly. That person was lazy.
Yeah.
You guys, before we go before we got to all that. By the way, congratulations to Rwanda. Do you know that the unemployment rate was reduced to 16.9 in the last quarter of last year? So it's like a big change and a big impact. And also in the NST1 of Rwanda, do you know that it has been planned that the Rwandan government will be preparing 214 jobs annually? Is it 2,000 or 200?
It's 214.
214,000 jobs annually.
Yeah.
So this is a big step. I feel like if we are talking about how Rwanda is growing and having all this change, but still it doesn't change the fact that there's a lot of youth out there that are still unemployed. I believe it's a step by step, and then I'm going to come back to us, the youth that are here. I'm going to be to pass on questions to different of you so that we come up to what we can do. But then what excuse can we give as youth? We've been talking about the market asking for skills. We've been talking about us not being given opportunities. But then what are we going to say? There are youth out there, youth like is he Kagabo? The guy from
Twitter?
No. It's a guy from Ibere Diabigogwe. The guy who came up with Ibere Diabigogwe. This guy did not have anything. This guy just used his mouth and spoke up, and then he ended up being, supported by the government. There's a lot of platforms for us youth to engage and create all these opportunities. Guys, let's talk about the fact that have you seen any youth now? Do you know that the youth that have the most expensive phones are the people that have most expensive phones? Do you know jobs that are out there that are that you can get through your phone and do. I mean, like I feel like there's something that we can do. But before I go to all those conclusions, Daniel, there is a hearsay that women have better opportunities of being employed. What do you think of this? Is it true that girls out there can just walk in and get a job?
I do agree somehow.
Okay.
It needs much understanding, but let us assume you are in the court, you've done something wrong, and then there's a man here and there's a woman. Who do you think people will understand faster?
I think when it comes in the court, then when it comes in the court, I think it goes with confidence and facts, evidences and facts. So I don't think it is about the gender anyway.
Listen. Let's not talk about the court or whatever. But this myth that we believe, like ladies are very genuine and
men are genuine as well.
Yeah.
Yes, Daniel.
Then why there's this thing in the government about the parliament. I don't know. I don't know the numbers, but I think 60. Women are somewhat higher.
60%
of women
parliament members are women.
So, but when I'm talking about the effective of such numbers in the parliament, they always bring that thing that ladies are genuine, ladies are trustworthy, ladies, things like that. I think it's something which has entered into our mind that when you see a man coming to ask for a job, you just see him as a thief coming in.
I'd like to know what they said about men after all those facts about women. Are we not genuine? Are we?
Yeah, that's a fact. And other things like maybe I don't want to talk about it here. They can stone me. Sex stuff, like it's like there's a big gap. A lady finding a job is much easier than a man. That's the true fact.
But then, Queen, please highlight us on what the statistics actually say.
So the stats actually say that around 20, there is in Rwanda, there is the women's unemployment rate is 20.1, while the men's is 16.5, and that is according to the National Institute, National Statistics.
Do you know a reason for that?
And what would that be?
The reason is like there are things that ladies were afraid of doing.
That ladies are afraid of doing?
Were before. They're afraid of doing. Such maybe doing sciences. Like they were all like in these simple subjects, That means that they're limiting themselves from getting like to the market. But now things are changing. Just waiting in a few years to come. There's going to be a big shift from women to
But then, if you say it like that, then that contradicts the point that women get jobs easily. Because I, for one, I did sciences in high school.
I did sciences in high school.
We're out here being science girls. But so I did sciences. I was a physics and biology and chemistry major.
Oh my God.
So I feel like, once again, the numbers in parliament for the women. Girls doing sciences, there is specific girls' schools out there that I went to a girls' school that majors only in sciences. So that is, again, another push from the government to make sure that these the youth are equipped with the necessary,
I don't know if you actually understood well my question. It was more like, maybe I will phrase it. There's a hearsay that girls get, like, you could walk in, boy and a girl, you go request for a job, but because of some reasons, the girl gets the job and the guy does not get a job. That is what most men have been saying outside. But then that brings me to a question. Then why is it that the more unemployed are the women on the market? So I feel like I just wanted to raise this issue so that boys walk home knowing that it's not because she's a girl or she's a boy that she got a job. It's because
skills.
Exactly.
Something
that we need to
me,
work
I
on.
support you, ladies. I don't think it is about being a lady I don't think it's about the gender at all. Because I think it's myth that is around whatever they say.
Which needs to be tackled on.
Yes, but I think the decrease in numbers also it goes to the fact that we still have those cultural biases and ladies being
Thank you.
Yeah, less confident because they think they're. We grew up knowing that this mindset of what ladies can do, and I don't think right now it's been like few hours, a few years. I don't think that mindset is over. But as we go, I think the mindset will just
True. Let's jump to what are the consequences or the impacts of unemployment to the youth? Daniel.
It's very, very huge. Actually, it affects the brain, how the brain thinks. It affects 3 parts of the brain, actually. There's what we call prefrontal cortex. This is responsible for high level of thinking and help reasoning logically and analyze information. So once that part is affected, then you lose everything. Your thinking diminishes, and the level of courage, and you are discouraged. And then you have another part of the brain called the hippocampus. Hippocampus deals with the immunity of the body. So once you are depressed, you start even feeling sick.
Wow.
Somebody don't have a job, you are sick always, infection and long-term chronic health conditions, they come in. That's another thing. And then there's what we call I wrote it somewhere. Let me find it. It's called it's called amygdala. AMYGDALA.
Teach us biology.
I did PCB in secondary.
I feel like I need to go back in high school.
I did PCB in secondary, so this helps in controlling the emotion. So once that part is affected, then you start having these threats which are not even there. You develop fear. Sometimes they're like, oh, we're giving interview somewhere, and then you'll be like, it's for some people. I think the job is already given, and you don't even apply because of that fear. It can't fit me. So I think we affect that in that way. That the depression is too much. The pressure around the family. Seeing people like of your age, doing something and just there. This social media which are illusional. People Instagram, people they won't show themselves eating kaunga with beans daily. They will put a good meal there. So when you see it, you'll be like, oh, those guys are, they're living their life and I'm here. People are depressed a lot. They're very depressed.
So if I heard you well, are you saying that depression could actually be another reason that leads to unemployment? But again, it was caused to unemployment because you are unemployed, you got depressed. And then you now gain this anxiety, fear of actually applying or putting yourself out there because you have developed this thing of I cannot do that job or it's not for me and etc.
Actually, there are 2 things. There is being depressed completely, and there is overcoming the depression.
So
once
tell us about the overcoming the depression.
So once you overcome the depression, then you are the strongest man. You are that line I was talking about in the jungle. You are competitive and you are squashing everything around. So it needs that people around you who can encourage you instead of discouraging you, and understanding that things are possible. There's no time people are late. Anytime you can make it. The owner of KFC made it at 60. So nobody's late. It's a matter of waiting and being patient and doing what you have to do.
Thank you so much, guys. I want us to go to what now. I'm going to give each of you few lines of what now. Now that we know that there's unemployment out there, we know the causes, we know the effects, we know the outcomes, but we also know that there's things that the government has put in place to help us develop, and we have the capabilities have we been claiming that, we should be given the opportunities because we have a lot to put on the market and etc. What now? What are we going to tell a youth out there that does not have a job but thinks that he can't do it, or thinks that there's no jobs out there, and he's put in that corner of I can't do this? What now, Sam?
For the youth, I think we need to develop this mindset of okay. Let's focus on this as youth. Let's focus on education. We focus on skill development. Let's focus on professional network. Let's find our niche. Let's find what are we capable of. What am I capable of? What does the market wants? How is the market within where the area? How is it like? How can I match the market demands with my skills and my abilities? For the employees or founders whatsoever, provide trainings, provide a platform for this youth, provide a space where this as youth we can showcase what we're capable of. So provide all of these things. And for the families as well, let's come back to the mothers and fathers who are being
Very rude.
yeah, so let the kid follow their dreams.
Yeah,
Let
sure.
them do what they feel like they want to do. Don't force them. Just because you went to a military school or whatsoever, or just because you went to economy class and you're doing well, doesn't mean your kid can do the same thing. So let them follow their dreams, and
Yeah.
I think
Thanks to-
if we do that, we're going to reach the pinnacle.
Nice. Well said.
Yeah.
Queen.
Thank you again.
What now?
So I feel, like you said, there is, first of all, there's been opportunities Rwanda has done to help the labor force in Rwanda, especially for the youth flourish. There are opportunities, there are programs in place. And then it's up to the youth
Yes,
to
exactly.
seize these opportunities, right? It's up to us as the youth to seize these opportunities. And some of these opportunities, they don't need you to, if you feel like, oh, maybe I don't have the right education to attempt this, you can be creative with it, right? You can, if you have an idea, just develop it as proper as you can, and then seize these opportunities on the market for you, because they're there for you, right? These numbers that Esther was telling us, 214,000 jobs annually, that you can be part of that, right? You can be part of that. Like Sam said, let's try to have, let's work on our skills. If you notice that there is a gap between what's on the job market and what you have, then go to trainings. Like she said, there is almost every youth that I know owns a phone, a smartphone. It might not be an iPhone 15 Pro, but you have a smartphone. And there is, what's it called? Internet. Sorry, there's internet.
Sure.
If you can't afford, the usual Canal Box subscription, there is a 100 digitalization. You can use that and buy your own internet and learn. There is free Google lessons. There is, you can educate yourself and then bridge that gap between education and then the necessary skills for the job market. So in conclusion, I would say it's up to us as the youth to actually now explore our creativity. Sit with your mind. If you're sitting unemployed, sit with your mind and look at the problem. And it doesn't have to be anything big. Truly, the simplest things. Let's look at Nyirangarama. He developed a whole business from the simplest things. Truly, we don't have to think of, I want to develop like the next MacBook. No, you can think, I want to be able to help the old lady next door get her groceries safely or get her milk safely. Something as simple as that. Let's use our creativity. Let's seize the opportunities that have been given to us by our government. And let's really, now is the time we can sit with our minds and come up with something beautiful to help ourselves. Because if you employ yourself, then you can employ the rest of the youth, your friends. And then in that way, we also increase our economy. We develop the country. Yeah, that's what I can tell my fellow youth.
That's rich, Queen.
Yeah,
Daniel.
guys. Yeah.
What now? What
Oh.
now?
Well, I have one advice actually. Don't limit yourself. Don't put yourself in this box. Get out now. In the sense of you're not getting out and then make it tomorrow or the next hour. As I said, it needs patience. Like you have to be patient enough. Things don't come in one step and then you are making it. A lion or a leopard, when they're in the jungle, all they need is focusing. They have a lot of things around them, but they focus on one animal. and they wait patiently even for hours or 2 days targeting one thing, and they go once, they hit it. So make it, bro. You can do it.
Last but
How
not
about the
least,
sister?
No, like you're all there.
How about the sister?
last but not least, guys, youth, okay? Let's not get fed, let's feed, okay? Let's be founders, not employees.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let's
Could you
not.
repeat that?
Otherwise,
Let's not be
let's
fed.
let's not be fed, or let's
be
not.
feeders.
We don't have to create the mindset that we have to be fed by the second hand or someone's hand. So let's be the ones who are feeding other people, okay?
Yeah.
Who are giving all these opportunities. So in that sense, let's be founders, not employees. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I enjoyed this talk.
Thank you.
A little word to everyone, to the youth out there. Like they've said, it's up to me, it's up to you, it's up to us to change this world. Let's use the strength that everyone says we do have. And to the parents, depression has become something that is taking back the youth. One word of encouragement. Just because he's seated home does not mean he's a loser. Push him to do what he loves. Encourage him. Let him go to the world and get something for himself. Something that you might not like, something that you might not have done, but something that actually might help him grow. To the world, to the government, we thank you for everything that you are doing. But opportunities to this young youth, give them internships, give them a door to come in and practice whatever they have. It could be little, teach them, because the experience that you're putting out there for them is something that they do not have now yet. To the people that create curriculums for education, I believe that most educations do not have practical lessons. I believe that this could be something that could be changed. Queen, a student comes out of school and they have no clue about what they're going to do on the market. So if this could be also added to the curriculums, this could be very, very helpful. I understand that we all need to work together to, push this from 16.9 to 0%, and I believe we can do it. Thank you very much. This was Scoop on Scoop. Join us, subscribe. Guys, it was nice having you.
It was good.
Ciao.
See you in the next episode of Scoop and Scoop.
Yes.